Imagine being torn apart, your soul ripped into 3 different voices, each battling for control, while your innocence is lost forever. Now picture that horror turned into a living nightmare. This is the dark story of Doey, the monstrous fusion of 3 lost children created by the Playtime Co's Twisted Experiments. Now, if you thought Doey was just another creepy toy, well, think again. This character is a mashup of something we've never seen before. And in this video, we're gonna break down how an innocent kid named Jack turned into a horrifying monster, and how 2 other kids seem to join the party inside of him. And what do all 3 of these heads actually mean? If this sounds something you're interested in, go ahead and grab your popcorn and a drink, and let's go ahead and dive right in. So the beginning of chapter 4 plays a huge part in Doey's story. A boy named Jack Ayers is excited on Christmas. He gets a tour of the Playtime Co factory, and there he goes with his parents. But fate was not on his side. The unthinkable happened. Jack wandered off and tumbled into the vat mixer. And no, this wasn't some weird accident, but maybe even Playtime Co's sick plan from the beginning. Thanks to their Bigger Bodies initiative, they turned Jack into a living, breathing Doey. But why? Why would they do this to a poor child? Is this part of their experiments? And if so, why do they do these experiments to begin with? Now, this is a whole nother theory video, but one theory that I have, and I just want to go ahead and give you a brief part of it, is that I think the Playtime Co factory was trying to cure sick children by putting them inside of living toys, allowing them to have a whole new life. And that's why some of the skeptical scientists, including the lady that we hear in the VHS tape, Stella Graber, decide to go along with the project, as eventually it would lead to a better life for children. And in this case, they did save Jack's life. They placed him inside of Doey, and an unknown scientist ended up reaching out to Jack's parents, telling them that their son was now a real-life toy. 6 weeks later, Jack's parents came to visit him, as captured in the infamous VHS tape 1322.
Sir, ma'am, I ask that you remain calm whenever you interact with the patient. He's only been awake a few days now. In many respects, he's still adjusting.
Is that him? Is that my boy?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Oh, George, that's our boy! Jackie!
Why does he look like that? What did you do to him?
Stop it, George. Just stop. That's our son in there. Our son.
Dear, look at him. That's not even human.
Let's just talk to him. You'll see. Let's just go in there and talk to him. Can we? Can we talk to him?
Yes, ma'am, you certainly can. Go on in, whenever you're ready.
Jack, I want you to know, I'm so sorry. I've never forgiven myself for what happened. I played it all back a million times in my head, and I know there had to be something I could have done. I could have reached just a little further. I could have noticed a little sooner. I could have. But we have you back now. That's what's important. We can...
Who are you?
Jack? Honey, it's me. It's Mommy.
Mommy?
Yes. Yes! It's Mommy and Daddy. You remember, don't you?
Leave me alone.
Hey, you'll be okay, I promise. Mommy's only here to talk.
No, I don't want to talk. Get out!
Susan, I think we should leave.
Jackie, I'm staying right here. I'm not leaving you. Not ever again. Do you hear me?
The gentle voices lie. I know what they do. They lie, and they poke, and they hurt. Susan, get away from me!
Jack? Mommy won't lie to you, Jackie. Mommy won't hurt you. I'd never hurt you.
Hey, open this door! Oh, God. Susan! Please, open the door! Please!
This is absolutely gut-wrenching. Jack couldn't even recognize his own parents before Kevin briefly took over in a fit of rage and killed them, thinking that they were the exact scientists who hurt him from the beginning. I don't know about you, but this is one of the most tragic moments in the Poppy Playtime lore, showing just how far the Playtime Co's twisted experiments went. But now, here's where things get even more insane. Inside of Doey are souls of 3 different children, each with their own personality. Let's go ahead and break them down. Kevin Barnes. This kid is a wild card, impulsive and downright mean. When Kevin's in charge, you know things are gonna get ugly. His rage fuels Doey's monstrous outburst. Jack Ayers is the boy that we see at the beginning. He was curious and full of life, and now he's trapped inside of this nightmare. Even though his innocence still flickers deep inside, it's almost drowned out by all the chaos. And then we have Matthew Hallard, the gentle soul of the trio. Matthew was all about kindness and helping out. He's the one who, even in this messed up situation, still tries to do right by others. These 3 are constantly battling for control. Imagine 3 voices, 3 different emotions, all screaming inside of one mind. No wonder Doey's behavior is so erratic. And all 3 of these emotions were on full display throughout the chapter. You can see Doey has a fierceness in him when he attacks Pianosaurus Rex and when he doesn't get his way. But then a gentle version of him takes over as well. Somewhere between Jack and Matthew, he wants to take care of all of the other toys within the safe haven. That seems to be his new life meaning. And this VHS tape shows just how gentle he was with those children.
I need some help here!
Hey, watch the door! Watch the door!
Right here, on the mattress.
There you go, bud. You're okay.
Okay, look at me! I'm a mess!
Poppy, what's going on?
We were trying to bring supplies back up to the elevator, but we got jumped. Had to turn all the way back around.
They took everything we had! Right after one of them bit my leg!
How is he, Doc?
Not too bad. He'll live.
See?
He'd bite clean. Could get infected otherwise.
So, what do we do now?
For starters, you 2 stay here tonight. Let things settle down outside. I'll find more food for you to bring up to play care. When you're ready.
Thanks, Doey. Sorry we lost the supplies. It won't happen again.
The important thing is you're both okay. Aside from that bite, that is. Hey, Doc, let me grab some wound cream for our pal here.
Look at this interaction with Hoppy. His main goal was to protect all of the children that still needed protecting, as he was now the ultimate toy. And he entrusts us to help protect them as well. He asks us to find the Omni Hand in order to power the generator and keep the prototype out from this safe haven. Which brings me to where things all went wrong. Let's talk about what pushed Doey over the edge. In Chapter 4, the prototype seems to be lurking around the safe haven. We get a glimpse of him at certain moments, including where Poppy points him out. And against Doey's will, we decide that we're gonna go with Poppy's plan to blow up the rest of this factory, bringing the prototype and burning him to the ground with it. However, unfortunately, the prototype intercepts our plans and launches a brutal attack on the safe haven, a moment that shatters everything. The sheer trauma from this assault drives Kevin inside of Doey's rage to the absolute max. When safe haven goes down in flames, well, Kevin takes full control, and that's when you see Doey transform to this absolute monster. You can see as his body twists and contorts and morphs into this reptilian-like nightmare with 3 distinct heads, each one screaming its own story inside of his body. You see Kevin's rage is the loudest here, but beneath it, you can still catch a glimpse of Jack's lost innocence and Matthew's fading kindness. It's a living, breathing tragedy right before your eyes. This monstrous form is almost unstoppable. It really proves just how dangerous these experiments could get. Literally, as we've progressed through these chapters, each one is becoming more unstoppable. When does this end? While Doey is almost indestructible thanks to his clay body, he does have one weakness. Being made out of clay, freezing Doey greatly hurts him, and shattering him while frozen finally ends up killing him. But what makes him even more interesting are the lines that he speaks of right before his death.
Oh! Want to kill you! Kill everyone who hurts me! Can't trust anyone! The gentle voices lie! You lie! I tried to be better, to be who they needed. Smart enough, not good enough, not... I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If this doesn't show the internal monologue inside of this character's head, I don't know what else. This is literally a showcase of this poor tragic Doey. From wanting to kill us and everyone who hurts him, to apologizing for not being smart or good enough. This is so sad. And it hurts me even more to think that this is the way this character is going to go out. He literally is apologizing for not doing what he thought was his only purpose in this world. And that's where we leave him, just trapped underneath that giant metal object. But the question is, what happens to Doey from here? Is he actually dead, or will we one day see him again? Some fans believe that there's a chance that Doey might actually have a redemption story in all of this, and maybe he's not dead after all. And if that's the case, let's go ahead and play devil's advocate here. What if in a future chapter, we get a glimpse of Doey once again, a chance for him to reclaim a piece of his old self? Others are convinced that his fate is sealed as a monster and he's doomed forever to either keep this form or just never show up again. But I don't know if I feel that way just yet. I think Mob Games has a really interesting story here. A character that doesn't just have one trapped child, but 3 inside of him. One that is so powerful that he was able to rip a toy that they spend countless hours developing to shreds within 5 seconds. I think they have a really interesting story on their hands here. And not to mention, they're pushing out so much merch that I find it hard to believe that this is the end of his story. Unlike Mommy Longlegs and Catnap and even Huggy, those characters, we have a good reason to believe that they're not coming back. We saw them get dragged off, but Doey remained exactly where we left him to go find the other survivors, which, spoiler alert, is just Kissy and Poppy. So unfortunately, even if he does come back, he's not going to be too happy about that. But that's for another day. The point I'm trying to make here is that Doey's story might not be over. And what do you guys think? Drop your theories in the comment section down below. Can Doey ever be saved? Or did we see the end of this tragic story right here at the end of chapter 4? Anyways, guys, that wraps up today's video. If you want to see more Poppy Playtime lore videos and theories just like this one, do me a huge favor. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace out!